Welcome to Jazz Time. Jazz Time is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch, click the link in the description below to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex Datejust 41 Yellow Gold and Steel, reference 126303. White mother of pearl on oyster bracelet. I'm going to talk to you about the bezel, the dial, the case, the bracelet, the movement. I'll try it on and I'll give you my thoughts. This watch is the Datejust 41. It's the largest Datejust that Rolex makes. Rolex also makes Datejust size 28, 31, and 36 millimeter. Those are typically for women. For men, Rolex makes Datejust 36 and 41 millimeter. You could even say that Rolex makes a Datejust 42, which is a Sky Dweller, because Sky Dweller looks very similar to the Datejust. It's just bigger and a bit more complicated, but otherwise it looks very, very similar. Nonetheless, this is the Datejust 41, and it is the most popular size for men. Typically, men that have either a large wrist or have an average to larger wrist are going to wear a 41 millimeter. For those men who have a bit of a smaller wrist, the Datejust 36 is the preferred size. Actually, Datejust 36 is the first gentleman's size watch that Rolex made, and the Datejust 41 didn't come out until about 20 years ago, or about 15 to 20 years ago. So it is fairly new. But since the trends have been going towards larger watches, men want to wear larger watches, and therefore the Datejust 41 is what most men are wearing now. And this is what you're looking at. Now, they made the Datejust 41 in many different configurations. They made it in steel, steel and white gold, yellow gold and steel, rose gold and steel, and they eventually made it in precious metals. But then they changed the name to Day-Date. At any rate, what you're looking at here is the yellow gold version of it. The yellow gold and steel version of it. Let's talk about the case of it. The case is 41 going from the 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, the largest distance. The diameter of 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, that distance across the bezel, that distance is 41 millimeters. Now let's turn it on its side. From its side profile, you can see that it's not that thick. It's actually only about 12 millimeters thick, which is a very fair size. It's not too thick, not too thin. Rolex is known for making watches that are very proportional and very wearable. So that fits right in the line with their motto or their way that they make watches. Very pragmatic, yet still very, very beautiful. Now, the case is a monoblock middle case with a screw-down case back in winding crown. The material, as I told you, Rolex calls it yellow Rolzer, which is a combination of oyster steel and yellow gold. What does that mean? Basically, it means that the case itself is steel and there are parts of it that are yellow gold. Rolex calls it yellow Rolzer, but really it's just yellow gold and steel. That's their fancy name for it, okay? Now, I should also mention that the crown is a screwed down crown, which means that you don't just push it in. You have to push it in and then screw it in, and that allows the watch to be very watertight. The case back, the thing on the back that holds the movement into the watch or into the case, is also having a screw-down case back, as opposed to one that you could just pop right open. You might think that it's trivial, but that's not. Other brands, such as Patek Philippe, actually have casebacks that are not screwed down and have crowns that are not screwed down, strangely enough. I don't know why anyone would do it, but they do. This makes it much more waterproof if you have a screw-down caseback and a screw-down crown. So that's what Rolex opted for. Now let's move on to the bezel. The bezel is an interesting bezel. The bezel is smooth. Now, what do you normally find on a Datejust? Well, it's the most popular or more iconic bezel is going to be the fluted bezel, and that's not what you see here. This is the smooth bezel. Now you might wonder, well, why is this the smooth bezel? Well, there are some benefits to having a smooth bezel. Number one, it doesn't damage that easy. If you have a bezel that is fluted or has those iconic ridges, if you hit it against something, it can flatten them, scratch them, dent them, and that's not repairable. It can become unsightly very quickly, and you have to be very careful with that watch. When you have a smooth bezel, you can scratch it. You don't really get any dings out of it. It mostly just gets scratches, and those scratches can even be polished off, so the watch ends up looking much cleaner over time. Another good thing is that it doesn't look as flashy. Now, you might wonder why you might not want your watch to be as flashy, and that's because if you have a bezel that is the iconic Rolex, people could look at you different. They could possibly rob you. They could treat you different. That might be good, that might also be bad. It depends on you, but I'm just telling you that this watch makes it less recognizable as a Rolex. Okay, let's move on to the dial. Now, Rolex does not make this dial anymore, at least of 2023. They discontinued it earlier this year. They do not make this dial anymore. They make other diamond dials like the Black Diamond Dial and what else I'm not quite sure. You can go to jazztime.com and see what other dials and what other prices for those dial configurations are. You go to jaztime.com or just click the link in the description below and buy this watch or any other dial configuration at jazztime.com. They do also make this diamond dial in champagne and black dial. Now, what you see in front of you is a discontinued white mother-of-pearl diamond dial. I'm not sure if they will bring it back. It's certainly possible. They might bring it back in future generations or later years, or they might make a twist on it, but at least as of now, they don't make it anymore. You cannot go to the Rolex AD. You have to go to jazztime.com by clicking the link in the description below. Now, this is a natural pearl, and as such, every natural pearl looks different than every other one, so it's not guaranteed that this one will look like any other mother of pearl, which gives this watch some unique identity to it, and I think that is very cool. Every mother of pearl is going to be different. If you look at it, another interesting thing about the mother of pearl, MOP, is that in different lights, it looks different. It has a bit of green, it has a bit of pink in it, it even has a little bit of blue, a little bit of white, a bit of silver, and it's all meshed in there like the pearl-like natural fashion, which looks naturally beautiful, yet still very, very unique. And so that is what makes this dial so special. It's possible they're going to bring it back. I don't know why they stopped. Maybe a supply issue? Who knows? Who knows? But at any rate, they don't offer it anymore. Now, this one has 10 diamonds. You can expect that these 10 diamonds here are natural, flawless diamonds, and the clarity on them is excellent. D-colored, or D, E, or F, which are colorless diamonds. Okay, now let's talk about the bracelet. The bracelet Rolex makes in either Oyster or Jubilee. This here is the Oyster Bracelet. Now, the Oyster Bracelet has 3 links across. It's the more sporty of the 2 bracelets, the other bracelet being the Jubilee. It has yellow gold going down the center and stainless steel, brushed stainless steel going down the sides. Now, the clasp is a folding oyster clasp with easy link 5mm comfort extension. What that means is if you turn the watch and you look at it here on the buckle, where the buckle's where you close the watch, it can extend 5mm. That's for the purpose of allowing your hand to expand and contract depending on the weather or what activity level. It allows you to stay comfortable. Let's say, for example, you just finished a run and you're in a very hot room, or it's in Florida, wherever it's hot, or wherever your hand is sweaty and your arm just gets a bit bigger. Then you can extend the bracelet by 5mm without using any tools. Now, let's say conversely, you're in a very cold area, or it's rainy and it's cold and you just jumped into a swimming pool or something like that and your hand is at its smallest. You can also make it 5mm smaller. So that's what comfort extension is for you. You see how I'm doing it right now. You can see how I'm pulling it in and out. Okay, now let's talk about the movement. The movement is the new movement caliber 3235. It's precise to -2 seconds a day and has a power reserve of 70 hours. Okay, my thoughts? Let me try it on. I am 200 pounds and I have a 7.5-inch wrist. And my thoughts are, well, this is your last chance to get a Datejust that doesn't look exactly like any other Datejust. It's sporty yet elegant with this mother-of-pearl dial. It can be worn in many different situations, and at this price point, which is the mid-teens, it is a very good buy. So if you want to buy it, go to jazztime.com or click the link in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on the mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.